and refused to release respondent, even though he knew that respondent was confined expressly for the purpose of receiving treatment, and knew that respondent was receiving no treatment and was receiving instead only the custodial care he would have received in a prison.
The state only has to provide a minimum standard of care. And so
which is sort of a scary thing.
Yeah.
Don't know.
We'll assume that you know nothing about involuntary civil commitment, and I will tell you in about 3 quick sentences everything that you do need to know about it before we really get to the heart of the reason I wanted to talk today. So, every one of the 50 states has a law that under which people are involuntarily committed to psychiatric hospitals, public and private. The standards and procedures for involuntary commitment of people with serious mental illnesses to public and private hospitals vary tremendously by state.
The thing is so nebulous and weird. I think that's exactly what you're getting at, is just there aren't these firm definitions. There isn't a firm way that this is done. One psychiatrist might say that a person is, meets criteria for coordinated treatment, and the other one might say no. They met the same person. Presumably they heard the same things-ish. They reviewed the same medical charts, but they came up with different opinions. We're supposed to have 2 independent psychiatrists or physicians evaluate everybody who gets petitioned into ICC. It's interesting because they're supposed to be independent, but the dirty truth is oftentimes they talk to each other. Oftentimes they're the psychiatrists who are providing treatment inpatient, so they're not a unbiased evaluator, right? Because they already have made decisions about what medication you need. Most people who get into ICC, like I said, they give you medication whether you want it or not. And the other interesting thing too is that at least here, psychiatrists regularly get trainings from the state attorneys who are prosecuting ICC cases about what to say in court and how to say it in a way that will help support their case, which is also, to me, a major blurring of boundaries about what we mean by independent evaluator. Here in Pima County, at least in my experience, so I don't want to. Typically, people are medicated to the gills. Like everybody's on a benzodiazepine, pretty much, like Xanax or something like that. Which
can you refuse?
If you are admitted to a mental health facility, you have the right to refuse mental health treatment at any time during your admission, including psychotropic medication and electroconvulsive therapy, or ECT. You can refuse treatment even if you were admitted to the facility against your wishes and even if you previously consented to such treatment.
And what do you think that does for then your case about being unwilling to get treatment? It makes you look bad. People get medicated all to hell. People are asleep most of the time in the rooms on the ward, and then typically therapy consists of art therapy, so you go color with pencils or broad tip markers, because otherwise you might stab yourself with them. And so, ostensibly there'll be a group once a day or a couple times a week that's like cognitive behavioral therapy or something like that, but it's not even an empirically supported treatment, for sure. My personal opinion is we need better training of psychiatrists, better training of lawyers, and more research.